Welcome back to Big Bris TV, and on this episode, that's right, we're gonna Maiden, the FMS P39 Racing Air Cobra, Cobra 2. This thing is beautiful. When I saw it, I fell instantly in love with it. My transmitter is over there telling me that, hey, I'm on. You see I have an extra prop on deck. They say when you buy these planes, you might as well just buy an extra prop off rip, and that's what I did. I experienced that with the Ranger. Rest in peace. At least it's not in pieces. Wherever it is, it's still a whole Ranger. Anyway, all right, guys, we're back out here. As you can see, I'm inside the parking lot, so I paid. It is now 8:22, 8:23. We got some air traffic up there. Over there is the boat launch where I lost my Ranger. But right now, I'm about to Maiden this. So let's get to it. I know somebody's gonna have something to say about the way I had it in there. All right, let me show you how I have the transmitter set up on this, and then we're gonna get it out on this Maiden. Okay, this is the FlySky FSI6X or 10 channel radio transmitter, and the way I have it set up is channel 1, which is aileron, left, right, kind of twitchy. Channel 2, which is elevator, up, down. Channel 3, which is throttle. We already know we have throttle. I have it on the cut, but let's just check it. Okay, throttle, cut. That's enough of that. Channel 5 is my modes. Okay, I had to double check. So it's stabilized up, that's the beginner mode, and then optimized down. That's gonna give you some help in the turbulence department. I don't have off because this is only a 2-position switch. So when you turn this transmitter on, all the switches need to be up. Channel 7, I have, these are my flaps, so I have off. I have takeoff flaps, which I'm laughing, you'll see in a minute. And then landing flaps, and then off. And then this is my gear. So right now I have the gear down, but if this switch was up, the gear would be up. Transmitter on. With this one, you gotta make sure all switches are up and the throttle's in the lower position. So boom, there we go. This is model P39. All right, I'm gonna sit this down, and we gotta plug in the battery. I got my CG marked for the battery. We're gonna let that initialize. All right, so we're gonna do takeoff flaps, and we're gonna try taxi. So throttle on. I'm gonna check our surroundings. Here we go. Armed. We're up. Gear up, flaps up. That's about 75% throttle. I'm gonna bring it down. Oh, my heart is pumping. Flew over my head. Okay, elevator needs trim, so more throttle. Okay, I'm gonna try to come in for a landing. So I'm gonna go around. When I put the flaps, she went up. All right, I'm gonna try to bring her in for a landing. That's gear down and flaps, landing in full flaps. That's kill throttle. She skidded in. Let's go get her. Nose gear. Man. Clean off. Wow, this thing looked metal in this plastic. Alright. So, as you can see, we sheared off the nose gear. But she lives to fly another day. Ooh, let's just sit her down. Man. Hey, that could have been way worse. What I should have done, we'll talk about that when I get back home. All right, let's unplug it. I programmed 30% expo into channels 1, 2, and 4. Actually, no, just channels 1 and 2, because that will be the ailerons and the elevator, because you can see how twitchy these servos are. If anybody knows how to untwitchify these, please let me know. But I'm not used to a servo. Usually, you know, with speed, when you're doing speed runs or you have a fast car, you want the fastest servo. You know, we do this a lot of times. You want a real fast servo, you know, and I guess with a fast plane, you want a fast servo also, but I don't know if it's normal to be twitching this much, you know? So, and then I thought it was necessary to program in a throttle cut. I don't know about the, you know, the knobs turning and what you would use that for. I may have to experiment with my flaps with this because, well, let me just show you. Flaps, let's gear down. Oh, she's straight up. Oh, man. When I put the flaps, she went up. All right, I'm going to try to bring her in for a landing. That's gear down and flaps, landing in full flaps. That's when it got real scary. And at that point, I was like, I got to bring it down. And that's why I didn't even bring it down close to me. I just wanted to get her out of the air. You know, I had just saw a video last night of somebody falling out of the sky with one of these. So that spooked me. And, yeah, but as you can see, the front landing gear is back on. It just pretty much popped off. Let me show it to you here. It pretty much just popped off here. So it was able to, it just bust out of there. So I could take this off and put it back on. It looks like this piece might unscrew and maybe replaceable. I'm not sure. What I really would love to do is, that wheel is wobbling. What I really would love to do is change this out for something with a strut or oleo, something like what the Jet has, the 15-year Viper, on all the mains and the nose landing gear. So, but anyway, as of right now, we're good. So, there we go. Everything's closing up the way it should. Deploying. So I'm good for another flight. So, if you liked the video, hit it with a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, hit it with a thumbs up and subscribe. The best way you can support the channel is by giving me some positive upbuilding comments. I know a lot of y'all are gonna come for me with the flying over my head and doing everything I wasn't supposed to do. Hey, this was my first time flying a plane with retracts and flaps. And so I gotta get those flaps dialed in. I have them on the channel 7, the landing flaps, or what people call barn doors, was all the way down. It was so far down that it was actually straining the servo. And so I had to go into the settings and change that so that they weren't down so far. But unfortunately, I haven't found a way, since that's a 3-position switch. The only 3 position on here So it's supposed to be 25% and then 35%. So I'm not sure. That's more like 45 and then I don't know. Let's see. More like, maybe that's normal, but I was never used to flaps. And so on the manual, it did say that by default, at full speed, it's gonna wanna climb. So I saw that even though I was never really at full speed, it wanted to climb. So I'm gonna check my elevator. I think I had this set up properly. With this, when you build it, all of the push rods don't come installed. And so you have to install it. Then you have to put in the battery, center the servos, all 9 of them, as you can imagine, and then adjust the push rods. And a couple of ones for the ailerons I have, they're right at the edge of the, you see that? They're right at the edge of the threads to screw them on. If you can see right in here, that's almost all the way out. So I'm afraid those might pop out. And then look at this for the flaps. This is digging into the foam here, and that's on both sides. So I know there's a way to adjust servos, and these I think have, they might be 270 throw servos. It wants to do that. I don't think it should be digging into the foam like that. Look at that, it left the indentation. And then on the flaps, it left an indentation also. So I don't know if that's normal. Look at the servo move on this flap right here when I move it. Just notice that. That's all the way up. Look at the servo moving. So I'm gonna have to address that. That crash wasn't so violent. And then if I take it out of stabilized mode and put it in optimized, you see, it's not doing that anymore. That's optimized and this is stabilized. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. I brought her back in one piece. My wife was there with me. There's some footage that she took. I might put that in a video, whatever. But hey, keep rooting for your boy. It's really helping me out. Hey, this is Big Bris. Say everybody stay well, and I catch you on the next one.